All systems go, Captain. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bring home Bob Marley, One Love on digital now. Celebrate the life and music of an icon who's inspired generations through his message of love, peace, and unity. Buy Bob Marley, One Love on digital today and get over 50 minutes of behind-the-scenes footage and deleted scenes. Available at participating retailers, rated PG-13 from Paramount Pictures. Hey everybody, we're back. It's another Tuesday evening and you're here with us, so we really appreciate it. I'm your man on the wall, Chris Fury. This is another episode of Blerd's Eyeview. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for tuning in on the YouTube channel. Hit that like, subscribe, that notification bell, all that great stuff. A lot of great news is coming down the pipe for us as well. But if this is your first time here, trust me, you won't be disappointed. Thank you, everyone over on the IG channel and everywhere else, but you've been listening to us on your podcast channels, wherever that may be, and showing your love on Always Press Record, which you can find through your Roku device and Amazon Fire. So I think we will start with the griot of horror. I don't know if she's ready. She's ready.
What's going on, lady? Am I frozen? I'm ready. Am I frozen?
What's going on?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Hey, we're finally starting to get this summer. I don't know where spring went, but you know.
Well, for us, it sometimes be spring, sometimes be winter. Be winter in the morning, and then spring or summer in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like
so
one day I have the heat on, one day I have the AC on. So you know.
Global climate change is a real thing. Don't let them tell you any different.
That's true. That's very true. Because it wasn't like that when we was growing up. It got cold. It got cold. It got warm. It got warm. Now this bullshit about yo-yoing. So
yeah. Navy.
Hey, what up, though?
What's going on?
So, you know, she ain't wrong about that, because back in the day when you knew it was cold, it was cold. You know, you could say
it stayed that way. It stayed that way.
Yeah, but if that shit was cold in June, you just didn't want to deal with shit. Oh, that's all like I said. Okay. So normally I bring stuff up, and I had to go back in my bag of tricks because with the upcoming Atlantic Comic-Con being done,
Congratulations to the crew, Greg Burnham.
I had to do it for Greg, so I had to pull out my classic, my signed issue of Tuskegee Airs #1. I had to bring it out.
Well, I think we all got. I don't know if we all got our copies at the same time, but
we all got the sexiness. Let's go.
Yeah, I got that somewhere.
You better because you got.
Congratulations to the crew at Atlantic Comic-Con. They managed to meet their funding needs to put their show on. Coming up really soon, I believe it's next month in June.
Oh, and shout out to my plug. Believe it or not, she made me my personal glass right here.
I gotta get that information now.
You got she can do it all. That's why you think I look good with a forehead. You don't have to look to know that I ain't got no hair because I got it all across the forehead.
Oh, I have no shame. I have a hairline and everything, but I just prefer to shave my hair. It works.
See, we need to get you a Black Panther headband though, for real though. We need to get you a Black Panther headband.
It's the one thing out of my repertoire that is missing. Tafari, TV's in the building. What's going on?
What up? I made it here in time. I just come back and get my hair done. Had to get MomoCon ready.
See, now he just bragging. See, I get my hair
speaking,
done,
right?
Man.
Yeah, I gotta get on the plane tomorrow.
Y'all have fun and be safe. One day I'll come to Momo. I have never been.
It was my first time. I've been hearing about it, so I'm gonna go see what the hype is about.
Hey, we got a special guest in the building.
Yep.
Tre Mosley is in the building. The professional, the specialist, the man with the plan. I would say all the great stuff he's doing, but I'm gonna let this man do it because it's too much. Tre, my guy, we've chatted back and forth, and mind you, I will say he's probably one of the biggest supporters of Blerd's Eyeview. Gotta say that. Give you matter of fact, why you doing that? I'm going to give you this because it's true. Every show, this man is showing up in the chat section. Every show, this man is showing up and showing love. There you go.
This is how democracy dies. Thunderous applause.
How about a round of applause?
Oh my goodness. So what's been going on, man?
Man, things are good, man. How y'all doing? Glad to finally be in the fold, up on the stage with y'all, man. I'm good, man. Trying to stay cool out here. It's funny. Tomorrow is supposed to be the official day of summer, and it's kind of mild in Vegas. It was like 83 today, only 83. So
that is mild. What the hell?
Oh, yeah,
that's mild. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It'll be 3 years this August. The worst summer that we've experienced. The high was 119.
Oh, the high was 1. I'm staying home.
Yeah, that part.
Fuck that.
That is why God blessed me with the pool. Because when it's hot, I go get in the pool and then back in the air. I don't know. In the streets for what? No. Pool house studio. That's it.
He said it was like it was 119 today. I didn't know.
No, for real. I'll look at because they'll have like heat advisory in effect for the surrounding areas. Temps going to be as high as 118. I'm like, oh, we in the pool all day. We go fire up the grill. I got these big karaoke speakers. We take them outside on the back, and mind you, in our subdivision, it's probably 5 black families, but they're a little older than we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm originally from Miami, Florida. And I'm still a Florida boy. So when I'm in the pool, I will crank up some Trick Daddy and some Trina. And all of a sudden you see what are they playing over there? Is that Trick Daddy? First of all, how you know Trick Daddy? How do you know Trina?
It's enough for you to turn the music down. It's like, hold on.
Yeah, y'all.
It's the church kid mentality. You act one way, but you underground with everything in the back. So you already know.
Yeah, but no, man, everything is good. I got a couple of projects that I am working on that I think are going to be dope. I'm in the process of writing a children's book that I'm hoping to get animated, but as we know, animation costs money. So right now it's just gonna be a book. Like, here, read that. Where's the cartoon? Read this. Read that. Good, yeah. There is no cartoon. And I have a couple of on-screen things too. I love writing skits, so that's a space that not a lot of people know about, but I am a practical joker, and I have a series of skits. It's kind of like when you see those, it was at this moment he knew he fucked up. Well, it's kind of based on that, but not exactly. But some of the stuff that I'm putting out there is like, oh, okay, brother went there. So got some things working, but other than that, man, I'm good. No complaints.
It's a very humble brag for him.
No,
no. This don't let the smooth voice fool you. This man has several things to his credit where you've heard his voice. If you play Madden, you've heard his voice. Starfield, you've heard his voice. Cobra Kai 2 Dojo's Riding, you've heard his voice. It goes on and on and on. I'd be in the house too.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the birth of, how did you know voice acting was your thing?
Well, growing up as a kid in Miami, you were either outside playing or you were just sitting in the house looking crazy. But me and my friends, the year is 1984. And if you can see on my microphone, a little company called Hasbro started making these things.
Is that Jazz?
That is Jazz. That's
yes, sir.
That's my main man. And we got into Transformers and G.I. Joe. So what we would do is like get our tape recorders. We didn't know they were radio plays, but that's exactly what we were doing. Like hitting record and just making voices of, I'm gonna be this Autobot today. I'll be the Decepticon. And you remember on the Transformer commercials with the little kids like, Decepticons are attacking, and they moving them all around. Shit. And then we would play it back and just act it out with the toys. And that was kind of, I guess, a gateway. But again, I didn't know that it would propel me into VO. My mom used to have me in these oratorical contests where I had to recite poems and speeches. And
flashbacks.
Yeah, so I did a lot of that. Considering for many years I had stage fright. I was in the choir, and I remember in the choir we're singing this song. And if you've seen The Wiz, when Tin Man is so nervous that his knees are ping, ping, he had to put his hat between his knees. I was the Tin Man, because I'm up there like, look, too many of y'all looking at me, even though they're looking at the choir, but it just felt like they were all like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this singing thing, because me and my boy, we had a singing group. We thought we was gonna be the next H-Town or somebody, but that didn't work. But it did give me stage presence. It gave me confidence to be, in front of a microphone and not get all flaky and whatnot. Fast forward to, I moved to Jacksonville after having a stint up north. I lived in Staten Island and in New Jersey. Shout out to Tom's River in Lakewood. And
yes,
it was there I started to hone my skills, because customer service jobs, they suck. I always used to get the night shifts because the QA teams were kind of lax. So they like, we trying to go home too. So if you mess up on a call, we ain't gonna tell nobody. But it was there that I just started creating different characters because I worked for one collections agency that was very, very shady, and it was like, it's okay if you don't want to give your real name. I'm like, for real? Yeah, because chances are, and these people say, yeah, I'll call you back. What's your name? They're not gonna call back. I'm like, okay. So I was Roger, I was Derek, I was
Nicole,
yeah.
be nice. Oh my gosh.
goodness. Even when we're not on screen.
The black people, she's not lying.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
We love you, Trey. Come on. We love you, Trey, but come on.
Staten Island was cool. At least where I was. I'll tell you a story about that. If you're good, I'll tell you a story about that later. But yeah, I had a bunch of customer service jobs, and then I taught myself. I used to do hardware installations for computers. I got A+ certified. Just read the book, was like, all right, okay, I could do it. Y'all gonna pay me $30 an hour? Okay, great. And that's when I lived in the DC area. I lived in Greenbelt, Maryland, and I lived in Northeast and Northwest DC. But I've always been just crazy and kooky, creating voices, going into stores and putting on different accents, and the ladies like, where you from? I ain't never heard no black man talk like you. And I'm like, well, I just got here from London a couple of days ago, and I was just thinking about getting a PlayStation. You fancy you sell those, yeah? Like, yeah, we got some over here. Let me show you where they at. And the girl gave me like a discount to buy all the games and shit just because my voice was different. I'm like, this is interesting. So just always doing stupid shit.
You said the con was born at that point.
The con was on. But how I actually got into it, that was 2009. I was working for a financial institution that to this day
emphasis to this day.
Take your pick. Take your pick. You can feel it right
to this
through
day.
The screen. That screen got
all I say is you can be caught, or you can do the opposite of that, which is pursue. But it's another word for pursue. Checks. But, so I was working there.
Keep up, people. Keep up.
Keep up. We got more time. And I was in the process of getting my first house. I had found me a nice little townhouse development that they were building. Got all the, I was like a week or two from closing. And then they was like, hey, Trey, got a minute? Yeah. And then when I came out of the meeting, all my shit was boxed up. They just started letting folks go.
Damn.
So I had to like, hey, about that house, I was just playing, man. I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna need that closing, all that back. Yeah, I'm gonna need all that back. But you've been approved. I'm gonna need all. Say, man, I'm gonna need that back because I'm gonna be in the department a little longer.
He was giving one of these looks,
Yeah. But luckily for me, I had spent a couple of coins on a little streaming service. You may have heard of it, called Netflix. And when I first bought shares, it was like $65, and I sat on it. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to go back into the workforce right away. I lived off my stock because it jumped from 67 to 300 and some change or something somewhere up there. I know it doubled or tripled in value. So I cashed a few of those out, lived off my stock, and sitting home soaking, watching documentaries and cartoons on Netflix. I started to look at the credits, and that's when it kind of hit me that way. So the guy who's doing this narration was also, bad guy number 3 in the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. I'm like, let me get into this thing. So Google was my friend. I just started researching, and I was looking up like announcer. Who's the video game announcer? But then all these things start popping up about voiceover. I'm like, oh, so that's what it's called. And did my research, started watching YouTube University, and I'm like, I think I could do this, because people always like, man, you do radio? No. Where have I heard you? Maybe you owed a debt and I called your house. but I hadn't done anything like that. So I went to Guitar Center and got a mic and some speakers, some monitors, and yelled from the heavens, "I am voice actor." And it was like, so, and the journey began. My first couple of years, man, I was, if I made $100, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm like, yeah, y'all see what I'm doing? Got that $100. And, I didn't really know people in the business, but I would go on these, back then the bulletin boards was popping, all type of, BB and VBB bulletin boards was jumping. So I hopped into a couple of voiceover bulletin boards and I'm like, hey guys, just made my first VO gig. I got $150. It was like, rookie. Excuse me? Like, yeah, so? I had a commercial radio spot just the other day. I'm like, well, how much did you get? Well, it was only a 15-second spot, but I only made $1,500.
Yeah.
So what now? Yeah, it was quick, man. It didn't take we were on the thing for like 2 minutes. You made like money? Yeah.
He said, like money?
Like money. And then just scrolling back, looking through the conversations that people were having and talking about how voiceover, yes, it's a trade that you really have to sharpen your weapons if you want to fight in this fight, because this arena is cutthroat. Yes, there are a lot of nice people in it, people that will help you, people that will guide you and steer you on your way. And then at the same time, there are people, as you're shaking hands with that nice person, there are knives flying past you, hoping to hit you. I believe in telling people, a lot of people see what I call the after. Yeah, I'm in Madden and Starfield and, all this good stuff, but you got to know about the before. And there was a period between 2009 and I would say 2012, 13. I had to go back into the workforce. Stocks started drying up. I'm like, I can't keep spending money on these damn stocks. So I went back into the workforce, still auditioning and still booking VO, but not to where I could sustain myself doing VO full time. So that meant on lunch breaks, I had to go and run in my car, no AC, because you don't want the air to mess up the sound of the mic. So I'm holding the mic like this. And again, this is Florida heat. So it's 98 outside and 110 in the car, and I'm dripping sweat trying to do an audition. Or I'm like, hey, I got a doctor's appointment. It's like, again, yeah, man, I got this collateral uveitis. I gotta go and man gotta go fix me. And then I was going home to record a session. A blessing and a curse. I got in a car accident, and ever since then I had to go to the chiropractor to get adjusted, because sometimes I would get sciatica, and I'm like, I think I got sciatica again. And FMLA is your friend. And hopped on that FMLA, and I did it right though. I would go to my chiropractor. He's like, yeah, you feel, I'm checking your palpations. You seem a bit misaligned. I'm like, you think so? Yeah, let's do something about that. And he would adjust me. I'm like, yeah, you feel a little stiff. Why don't you take the rest of the day off? I'm like, well, it is Thursday. He's like, yeah, I'm going to write you a script and have you just relax till Monday. Okay. And
Let me go make this money.
That time I spent though, I was in the booth, which is really my closet, and recording. I would get magazine articles and just read, because I couldn't afford a coach. I didn't even know VO coaches existed. And 2015 was kind of the beginning where things had a shift. I remember my I remember reaching out to this network. It was a small cable network, Christian network at that, and they were looking for someone who had gravitas in their voice. I'm like, oh, y'all just want somebody to have like some real authoritative. Okay, got you. I can do gravitas or whatever the hell you want. And I read for it. It was like, this is great. So Martin Luther King birthday celebrations coming up next Monday, and we're going to play this on our network. Like for everybody? Yes, for all of our viewers. I'm like, how many viewers y'all got? Well, we're currently in, over 1,000 homes, like thousand, like a whole bunch of people that equal 1,000. Y'all in their house on TV, and they go hear my oh Lord, and I passed out. But when I came to, one of the things that was kind of like a real oh shit moment, they said this has to be approved by the King family. Like Martin Luther the King family, like them. Yeah, them.
Martin Luther the King.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, you gotta put that done.
The King. Yeah, you can't forget that. Is it Martin Luther the King?
They approved it and was like, "This is wonderful the way he spoke. It reminds us so much of Martin." I'm like, "For real? They said that?" So that got me. I'm like, "Yo, I might be pretty good at this voiceover thing." And the job slowly started to come. And then 2016 was just terrible.
Who you telling?
It was terrible.
2016 was a beast.
Yeah, 16 was horrendous. And
2016 was my ex-wife.
Oh, wow.
Damn, Navy, enough.
I'm scared to
that's all you need. Sometimes that's all you need to say.
This shoulder some good old tea. Yeah, 2016 was not the best. So let's give you a recap. Repossession, eviction. Not only was I evicted, I tried to go back and get the remainder of my stuff, and they had already locked the doors. Damn. So I'm just looking in the glass like, but I can't get I need that. So my computer that had most of my stuff, I had a laptop as a backup. That's that old IT thinking. Bag it all up on your laptop. I still wanted my computer because I had pictures and music and videos on there that I ain't want nobody seeing. I was a single man back then. Webcams were new. You do the math.
Oh my god.
But
golly.
But yeah, luckily I had a lot of friends who was like, man, you need to leave some stuff over here. Hey, mama cooking, man, you need to get a bite. Shout out to my homeboy Chuck if you're watching. It's my dog. And people allowed me to stay with them. And there's like, I know you're trying to do that VO thing, man. Just however long you need, take whatever time you need. And one of my good friends, I call him my uncle because it's crazy. When I first met him, the age I am now, like in my 40s, I met him when he was in his 40s. So that's how long we've known each other because he's in his 60s now. I'm like, you an old ass dude, man. But he looked out for me and was like, nephew, I got you. And things turned around like 2016, early 2017. I had got reconnected with a young lady who I was seeing in the early 2000s. And, I was out there wilding and she wanted to be more serious and I was not. So she went and got married on you, boy. And I'm like, oh, you were serious. but when she called me, she was letting me know that, hey, how you doing? I'm like, look, I don't want no problems with your dude. You calling me, so we ain't got to worry about that because I'm single. I said, oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, damn.
Is this Mrs. Voiceover that I had the honor of meeting when we did
that is
combo?
correct. Don't spoil the story, baby.
I said what I said because she's adorable. Okay.
Don't spoil the story. Mama,
he can put it in his pocket and take her around. She is so adorable.
You can't be telling people.
This is a true Florida man story.
My apologies. I
but
didn't.
Anyway,
I'm so sorry.
We reconnected. It was supposed to just be two old friends getting together, but things were there. And the hurricane hit, power went out. She's like, well, we got power. And her mom didn't stay too far from where I was, so she came and got me. Went to her mom's house. Her mom was out of town, so we had food. The AC was blowing. Like, yay, we got power. Poof, we don't have power. Oh no. So we ate cheese puffs and sandwiches by candlelight. And her daughter, who the last time I saw was 5 and was now a 17-year-old. I'm like, who are you? Say, hey, Mr. J. I'm like, oh wow, you a whole lady and stuff. What the hell? So time had really, passed between us, but something was there. And I remember when the storms were over and power slowly started coming back a few weeks later. And I was like, hey, power's back up. Unc just let me know it's safe to come back home. And, we kind of did a back and forth dance about, well, I don't want you to go. Do you want me to stay? Do you want to stay? Do you want me to stay? I'm like, we're not going to dance this dance. And I told him, I said, hey, he's like, you going to move in, huh? I'm like, yeah. It's good over there. I'm going back up. He was like, it's all good. So she was really the catalyst behind it all because, I had gotten to a point, I had no representation. My marketing wasn't producing a great ROI that I thought. So I'm like, all right, never this shit. Pawn shop, y'all getting all this mics, y'all getting the whole lot. And she caught me on the way out. Like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to the pawn shop. Sell out. I'm sick of it. She's like, nope. I'm like, what you mean? And she was like, every time you watch a commercial or you play a game or a trailer, anything that somebody's voice is going to be on, you're going to be sick. Excuse me. That's live TV, folks.
We've had worse, trust me.
Oh, trust me, we have, don't you know?
I want to know about that. But yeah, she was like, nah, man, you can't, you're probably closer than you are, paraphrasing. And every year since 2012, there's a voiceover conference in Atlanta. And she's like, let's go to the conference, be around your tribe. And if you don't feel nothing, then all right, plan B. And I'm like, fine, we'll go to the stupid conference. Get to Atlanta, had a ball, seeing all my folk. And it invigorated me. I'm like, all right, I'm feeling something. And at the end of the conference every year, they have a raffle. They give away so many prizes, free VO demos, consultations, microphones, all type of gadgets and gear. And I won a business consultation. There's this older white dude, Joe Cipriano, legendary voice. He was the promo voice for The Simpsons for years.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Mike and Molly on CBS. Like this cat, he was that dude. And we had already had a friendship, but I didn't know him. And I won the raffle to get a business consultation with him. So I'm like, oh, shoot. So we get to like chop it up, not just, hey, in passing, I get to get some gems, some nuggets, some wisdom. And we had the consultation and he was like, Trey, buddy, you definitely got the goods, but your demos. And I'm like, don't tell me that because I just paid $1,300 for the demo. And he's like, well, they're serviceable, but if you want to compete with me and others like me, that ain't it. I'm like, oh. He said, so I know it's you've been saving up your money and you're getting, you know, little gigs here and there, but trust me, buddy, save up some more. He is the night I've never seen him angry or upset. That dude has a smile on his face. Ever. Obi! He like, my bad, bro.
Everybody know Obi.
Yeah.
That's the
that
deep
dude?
voice face. What you calling me for?
Obi. It's Uncle Tre, Obi.
You know your name is called, huh?
I thought he said Uncle Tre. I'd have passed out. Yeah. But he gave me the game, man. He's like, I'm gonna give you 2 years, and I think in 2 years, if you do everything I tell you, get some training, get these demos to show more of you and not just the music and the sound bites, because it was very sound effects driven. You heard all the explosions and the hard driving music, and then I would come in like at the tail end, like it's a 30-second demo and I'm coming in the last 5 seconds. He's like, no, you need something in the first 5 to 10 seconds to get an agent's attention. This is something that a lot of people will not tell you guys, so I'm gonna tell you now. If you are looking for representation, your demos for commercial can be about 60, maybe 70 seconds long, but you need to have enough spots in there to fill up that 1 minute. 2 commercials for 30 seconds ain't gonna do it. Maybe 5 seconds of this, 8 seconds of this, 10 seconds of this, but enough that they can hear and not just hear you doing the same thing. You know, Charmin Tissue, Hershey's Kisses. It has to be very different so they can see your range. If you're wanting to get into what my bread and butter is, promo, they allow a little bit more leeway. Promo and narration, you can probably get away with a minute to a minute and a half, because especially with narration, because they want you to have enough time to tell the story. Right. Promo is just like narration, but it's 30 seconds faster. You know, tonight on the all new so-and-so, will Chris find the so-and-so, or will Dexter stop him? It's like, oh shit. So you're wanting to get either the audience that already watches to come back, or you're wanting to get someone who hasn't, like, been meaning to watch that show. This might be the episode to get me in. So promo is very different. Animation can be up to 2 minutes, especially if you have the type of range that you can really do different characters. You know, animation in video games nowadays, yes, it still has a place for the goofy, silly guy and all of that, but you look at some of these storylines and some of these writers, when they write, it's drama. Hello, X-Men 97. And you're not just being goofy and silly. They need people who can act. And if you can act, then you will get work. So yeah, 2017 to 2018, I did everything he said. Got a new demo, and I got my first agent in the UK, no less. And I remember working with them, and I was trying to get this agent here in the US, and I wanted to do promos. And it was like, do you have a promo demo? I'm like, nah, I ain't got it. The UK agent was like, cool, we'll take whatever you got. I'm like, y'all so nice over there. Like, y'all.
The British have their ways.
Yeah.
They definitely have their ways.
They make it work.
They do. And my agent was like, Trey, we got something for you, mate. I'm like, what is it? Because I would always talk to them and just not being disrespectful. They knew I was
laughing because you just go to that accent.
It's fluid.
Yeah, so it's like, I said, what are you talking about, man? Spit it out, mate. He's like, Comedy Central UK is about to debut, and they're going to be doing the Cleveland show. I'm like, okay. And they want you to be the promo voice. I'm like, well, send me the audition. He's like, it doesn't work like that over here. No, they like your voice, yeah, and you're the guy. I'm like, so I just gotta show up to the session? He's like, pretty much. I'm like, what the? So I did a remote session. There's a
Dr. Whovians and
there's an app I use called Source Connect on my computer. You can get it with a monthly subscription, or you can buy it outright. Either way, if you want to be doing this thing for real, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Get Source Connect.
Right there now.
Hopped on Source Connect. It was early as hell in the morning. I think like 6 in the morning, because they're 8 hours ahead or behind, one of them, but they was already up, and we did the session, and it was like real cool. We went on the session maybe 10-15 minutes. Like, this is what promo, just you in and out like that. Like, hey, that was good. Cheers, mate. This is awesome. I'm like, hey, before y'all sign off, can I get a copy of what it looked like? My man. And he's like, yeah, we'll send you a copy, because my mindset was, I can now go back to that agent, even though they said, well, do you have a promo demo? No, but I got a promo. So that's exactly what happened. You know, I had a buddy that was already on the roster that I was trying to get on. I'm like, hey man, I need you to set that up for me. I'm ready. I got everything else. I don't have a promo demo, but look what I got. Now he's like, yo, when you did that? I'm like, a couple of weeks ago before the Christmas holiday. He sent it to his people. They hit me back like, this is all right. So yeah, you could be a player. We're all going on Christmas break, but when we come back, let's reconvene and talk. I'm like, that's a bet. They did as promised. Early part of 2018, we talked about what they can do for me, what I felt as a voice actor and as a voice talent, what I could do for them. And a couple of weeks later, they were sending me papers like, hey, we love your stuff. We love to have you on. And I was like, all right, that's what's up. I'm in. It was like, yeah, so are you union? Nah,
I'm out.
Damn, let me sip some more tea now.
The dreaded union question.
I said,
I
was like, union. Nah, I'm not. I'll tell you, let's rewind. You know how the documentaries had the date and then they roll it back?
Yeah,
we just left that. Well, we're going to roll back to 2016. My mother, who is still alive and well, bless her heart, I told her, I said, look, one of these days I'm going to have to get into the union. She said, how much it costs to get into the union? She's like, $3,000. Good Lord. I'm like, mama, you own 5 properties. What are you talking about? Good Lord. You got the money. But ma'am, I'm just saying, mama, it costs like $3,000. And you know, I ain't working right now. I got unemployment. I'm trying to get it. So what's happening? And why do parents have to lecture you before they do something for you?
Because
now you know
you gotta get the full parable.
I went out there and worked hard for it and pulled up my bootstrap. I'm like, black folk got so many bootstraps.
Nah,
do you understand?
I give
bootstraps to have.
My son does like, I just give him that look like.
Nah, you never got the post office story.
Oh, you know how many times I had to work 45-hour shifts in a 40-hour work week? Wait a minute. How do you work 45?
How is that possible?
They be putting mathematical equations that don't make
no
sense.
Who are you, Terrence Howard? What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't understand. But
don't worry, it'll be our turn soon. I survived the pandemic and being locked in the house for 3 years at your age. You'll be all right.
But needless to say, she gave me the money, and I'm like, oh, that's what's up. And I bought a car. So it's rough in certain parts of Florida with no transportation. And I'm trying to find work, but you trying to hop on the bus, and I'm like, Lord, forgive me. I'm gonna take this $3,000 and get me a car. She gonna be mad, but she'll be all right. I think. And my homeboy had a car for sale. I bought his car. And I remember when I told her, she wasn't livid, but she was just like, that ain't what I gave you the money for. I'm like, I know, but I'm still trying to find regular work too. I need to get around. I'm sorry. And I remember I was driving somewhere and I went back out to start the car and the battery had failed. And I was like, yeah. So the battery had died. She's like, see, that's the good Lord teaching you a lesson. I'm like,
That's always the good Lord.
Why you want to teach me that lesson?
What's the lesson?
Oh yeah, what's the lesson? Get a newer car? Yeah,
Right.
That would be the lesson.
What did Jesus teach you in that moment?
No, the lesson was I was dishonest and I should have told her the truth. But no, I really wanted to get into the union, but I was like, I'm gonna need that car though. So now we fast forward back to 2018. I get my agent and I book. There was a movie that came out with Bruce Willis. They did a remake of with Charles Bronson, Death Wish.
Oh, okay.
They remade Death Wish.
Oh, yes.
And I had a uncredited role in Death Wish. And I was a voice on the radio. Would have gotten more.
Watch Death Wish again.
I would have gotten more if they would have gave me a credit, but you know, they treat us voice act. That's another story.
Yo.
But the cool thing about it, it got me into the union because it was a SAG job. So I still got in. I just got in late. Sorry, Mom, I love you though. And because I lived in Florida, I also found out that there are regional SAG offices, so you don't have to pay the $3,000 unless you're in the LA region. I was in the Florida region and it was like $1,000 less. I'm like, for real? It's like, yeah, and you can make payment so I could put something on it. I'm gonna give you 500 right now. We'll work it down.
Right.
See, and I think that's something they don't really tell you.
Yeah.
When you start getting, like, when you really start getting ground and getting traction, that they don't understand, like, hey, you might have to pay a little something. You know, Fat Tony down the street, you know, he's gonna watch over you and make sure that you can, hey,
he'll take care of you.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, just give him
come in here once a week, you know. Make sure the store's all put together.
Yeah, that's so good. He's a good kid, that guy. He's a good kid.
You know, Saul, his kid.
Yeah, Saul, that guy, he owed me $20. I'm like, your mother. He owns a big he gave me steaks for a year. He's a fucking guy, this guy. He's okay. But 2018 was really the year that things started to take off. And that young lady, that Navy spoiled it. I did. As the youngins say, I wifed up.
I'm sorry.
We got married.
I'm sorry. It was just a wonderful thing. I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
My second in command has the look she has right now.
You
like, what is going on?
A tender moment.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was excited.
No, it's too late.
You know what? I was gonna make you a sandwich. Now I don't even care anymore. Bye.
It's okay. I got Instacart on the way.
Enjoy your delivered groceries. I don't even care.
So, before we get into a passion project of yours that you
yes.
We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back. We're talking to the specialist.
Good thing.
Tre Mosley. We'll be right back. Blerd's Eyeview is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blerd's Eyeview for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented blerds across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 Blerd mystery box company.
What's happening? Hair longer, money ain't, so pay attention. The last couple seasons on the show have been very busy, and just to make navigating that easier for you all, I've taken it upon myself to go ahead and clean up the channel a little bit. However, if you are here for just a specific type of content, or you're new here and want to see what we're about, highly recommend our playlist section for you. If you want to see us react or review movies, trailers, video games, and whatnot, that's up there. I get it, not everybody can sit through a 2-hour podcast. So if you just want to see what the best or funniest bits were from each episode, that's going to be our highlights section. If you want to see some of the cool guests we've had on for interviews, up here. If you want to see some of the cool guests we've got to interview IRL, over here. Also, yes, please do all 3 of those. Now, if you'll excuse me, still looking for answers on that.
Running low on energy, long days and even longer nights, tired of all the other energy drinks and bars promise you a lot and never delivering? Need to make it through work, but want a product that can keep up with your busy lifestyle? Want no longer? Try Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls. The balls that are so smooth and with a load of nutrients and vitamins to really get you up and bouncing off the walls. Made with all natural ingredients and healthy junk to satisfy even the pickiest eater. Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls are sold everywhere where you buy your junk. And now, for those who want that extra kick in the butt, comes Chef's Heavy Duty Chocolate Salty Balls with 120% more caffeine than the leading brand. Disclaimer, this product has not been approved by the FDA or World Health Association. Warning, this product is not intended for consumption by children, elderly people, or women who are pregnant, or may become pregnant. You might even get pregnant. All right, we are back with our guest, Tre Mosley. There he is. You are working on a very special project, which is
yeah. Indeed.
So let's talk about this project.
What is there to say? Well, there's a lot to say.
It's dope.
I appreciate that. So, growing up, you know, when you're I was getting to that part, man. Let me get there. So, you know, growing up as a kid, when you're 9, 10, 11 years old, especially for me, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So Super Friends, Challenge of the Super Friends, the Super Friends Hour. Basically, there were so many shows with heroes that were out then that you didn't see a lot of this.
Exactly.
And I ain't talking about my watch. And, you know, it was cool because as a kid, you just like, hey, Superman's that dude. Hey, Batman's that guy. And look, it's Captain Shazam. And it was cool. But as you start to get older and as a young black kid, now you're a young black teen and you're getting into comics. And I'm starting to like, why y'all ain't never tell me about Black Panther? Why y'all never told me about Jon Stewart? Who is Aurora? What her fine ass? Like, we got black characters? I had no idea. So now I'm at the library, supposedly doing book reports. I'm in the comic section, reading, just immersing myself. Cloak and Dagger, even though he ain't really say much, but he was still a cool. You know, he
didn't have to.
Yeah, he didn't have to. You know, I mean, how many brothers got this one white chick? Girl, come on now. I said, come on. Okay. Give him the cloak and they gone. You know, he ain't play. He ain't have to say much. Just like,
we saying Tyrone was actually a pimp. Wait a minute.
How y'all doing? Let me cloak real quick, and then they was gone. But my point is, you started to realize, or I started to realize, that we had these characters out here that were not really put on display unless you were really a comic head. So back in 2012, I was sitting around with one of my homeboys, and we were talking about, man, how come we don't have we didn't never have no cool dude. Shaft was too late for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the cool spy dudes after that was Enlight Flint, James Bond, Remington Steele. I'm dating myself. But dudes like that.
To the choir is what you're doing.
But you never saw the cool black dude. And I'm like, I got an idea about something.
Hawk was probably the closest one.
True.
Yeah. A man called Hawk. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hawk, when he spoke, because
I mean, we did have Kelly Robinson, Alexander Scott, from I Spy.
True. But that was a comedy.
Yeah.
Like I want to see something great. Yeah,
no, not the new one, the original one.
Oh, the original one.
Yeah, the original one. There wasn't no comedy. They were blowing shit up.
Yeah. But you still didn't. It's like we got it in pieces and bits.
Right.
And I remember watching a Christmas video with a group called H-Town, and they have a very southern twang about themselves. And they were singing chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. But the way his twang, it sounded like he said Jack Ross. So he's like, Jack Ross nipping at your nose. I said, who is Jack Ross?
It's a typical black thing. We do this.
Yeah. So we were, making fun of him, but not really making fun of him, but just the way he said it. I say, Jack Ross sounds like a cool ass dude, man. Like he just walk around like he that. Hey man, y'all better chill out. Here come Jack Ross, and he don't play. I said, what would he look like? So we started. Like he'd be like this, he'd be like this, and I can't draw worth a damn. But my homeboy was a good sketch artist. He said, "Give me a couple of days, I'm gonna send you something." And I still have the folder. Since we want to make him a spy, he sent first class mail in this manila folder that said top secret. And like 6 or 7 pages with the sketches. Like, all right, what we do now? I don't know how to animate. You don't know how to animate. And it's cool to look at, but what the hell? So we just shelved it. And just had a cool idea. Fast forward to Hair Love. I'm like, wanna for real? And I'm like, look, I got something sitting on the shelf that I have not touched in almost a decade. It's time to go to work. And I just sat up one night. I'm like, I'm staring at this dude. I'm like, what do I do with you? And then the pilot just came to my head, and I just started writing and writing and writing. And that's where we are.
So we're gonna show people this project because it's dope. And there's a GoFundMe at the bottom, so you can help support this project to at least get it off the ground. But
we appreciate it.
Most definitely. And here you go.
Hey there, my name is Tre Mosley, and I'm a voice actor. And we are putting together what we feel is going to be a very dope project. It's going to show people of color in a positive light. This is a chance for us to show those 10, 12-year-old kids now you can be seen on TV and not always be the fool. You can be someone in power. You can be the leading man or the leading lady and really feel good about yourself when you're watching cartoons or animated series. We want to show all persons of color, so Latino, Asian, African American, Afro-Caribbean. The animators are persons of color, the voice actors are persons of color, even the writers themselves are persons of color. It's going to be what we feel is a 10-year dream come true. Set up this project years ago, around 2018, 2019. I found some people who believed in not only me, but in the project. We put it back on track. as soon as we can raise this money and get a pilot episode done, hopefully maybe a network or a streaming service will want to pick it up. We hope you believe like we do, hope you enjoy it, and we hope to have you be a part of the team. So as Jack would say, we can finish the mission.
Now that's just a part of it. That's just
yes, sir.
That's a sample.
Very dope, man.
It's just
That was very dope.
But
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's something that we need to see more of, and we preach that here. That we need a lot.
Before you continue, though, sir, that video does not really give it justice. So what I'm going to do is I put something in the chat. Play that. That was just my video to tell why we're doing it, but show that to the masses, and then I'm gonna just let y'all see for yourself.
All right, let me get that one up and going, and here we go.
I'm what you would call a troubleshooter. I'm called in to fix things.
He did.
Very, very dead.
That's a well-funded R&B department.
Great. You can say as a ghost in the shell at that moment right there.
When your best of the best can't get it done, you call me.
He's there too.
We need more of that. We need more of that.
Yeah,
right.
Very
The
much
fact
so.
that you came up
And
with
then
the
get in live
name,
action.
right? The fact that you came up with the name Jack Ross as a spin off of listening to H-Town.
It is a true story. It's a true story.
Like, there's a reason why we mispronounce things in our songs.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
And took it and ran with it, man. And yeah, it's something that is, like I said, is near and dear to me, because I feel like for Blerds my age and older, and even for the younger Blerds coming up, this is a love letter. Like, look, I'm sorry that we did not have this when we were growing up, but we can have it now. And you see the excitement as 30, 40, and 50-year-old Blerds, how we are with X-Men, because we had it then, and it's like we had this gap in our lives without it, and now that it's here, it's like, man,
it's become more prevalent now, seeing our faces on the screen.
Yeah,
and in books,
Yeah.
it's becoming more prevalent that we need to be seen.
But you're also seeing it with great animation and soundtracks, and it's well done. If the production is well done, that's another thing too, where it's not always the. I don't mean to make fun of this, because again, it was one of my favorite shows. Not everything has to like the PJs or the Cosbys.
Agreed.
That's the paradigm shift. You either have animation of the PJs or the clean feel of the Cosbys, if you will.
We don't mind the clean feel.
Yeah.
but we don't need to prejudge.
But but it can be done differently though. That's what I loved. That's what I loved about the specialist. Like it was done with such a vibe that like you said, guys of a certain caliber in this room, outside of Safari, no offense, we're used to cartoons and things of that nature that kind of make us think like this is the kind of stuff that we should be having. So you're exactly right that the younger generation is going to be like, what is this? And we're going to be like, let me sit you down and tell you a wonder story of actual good cartoons that we can relate to.
Let me spin you a tale.
Spin you a tale. So if you really want to support this project, you can check the chat, which is in the chat, and you can also see it on the screen. Go ahead and get that going. Let's get that thing popping. And
I mean, like
yesterday.
I was actually writing. I was up last night. So the pilot is 2 episodes in itself. The original pilot is about 15 minutes long, and then part 2 of the pilot is another 15 minutes long. My goal is to have at least 8 episodes for one season. But I can't get any of that done if I can't get this pilot off the ground. I've had people reach out like, hey man, I love to be on the show. Great. Help us get the pilot. Hey, you got some characters I could be? Sure. Help us get the pilot. Hey man, I got a dope track that I want to play to be in your show. Cool.
Help us get the pilot.
Help us get the pilot.
There's a common denominator.
I want to feed everybody, but if we can't even get the ingredients to get the first batch out, we all gonna starve. So I need everybody. If you want to eat, let's go to the stove.
Right. Come to the store and then you can make a plate.
Please and thank you.
Much needed. So once again, that GoFundMe is right there in the chat. It's also on the screen. Trey, we got some news we want to talk about.
I like news.
He perked up like, I got a 16 already.
It's for others, it's been a slow week. For me, it ain't never slow. It's always something to talk about. And we wouldn't be us if we didn't talk about it. So for in the comic realm, Jonathan Hickman has just been announced as the writer for a new Wolverine series, along with Greg Capullo as art. And if you follow Jonathan Hickman, you know he can spin a tale because he gave us the Krakoan Age and X-Men. I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be Jonathan Hickman, Greg Capullo. It's called Wolverine's Revenge. And it says the tagline is the best there is by the best there is.
Wait, did you say Hickman and Capullo?
Yep.
I'm on board.
Yes. See?
Greg Capullo, man, come on, bro.
It don't take much. It does not take much. Nope. I followed Hickman since his run on Fantastic Four, which in my opinion is still probably one of the best runs of the first family. And then he went on to do the Avengers, and then he went on to do the X-Men. And I'm like, I'm following this guy all the way. He sets it up. He knocks down the pins every time. They took him all. He had to leave the X-Men project because he wanted to use certain characters that they would not allow him to use. But other than that, that wasn't his fault.
It ain't my fault.
I'm like, yo, this is the guy right here. You want that. And with the way the X-Men have been portrayed lately, this is hot plate stuff. So in other news, Ahmed Best wants to do a John Wick style Jedi movie with his character Kelleran Beck.
Can we have this? Can we have this, please?
I think what's going to happen.
Nice things. Can we have this?
Can we have this?
Can we have this on the level of violence of John Wick?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you know how guarded they tend to be in the Star
So
Wars.
no limbs is what you're saying. Then
No limbs. We need the action. We
just
need
need
violence.
When there's a laser blast to the head, I want to see a hole in the head. Okay, when you see him slash with the lightsaber, I want to see some blood squirt. Come on now.
This needs to be seen.
Okay, limbs and everything.
I would love to see someone take a saber and just, you know how when I think it was episode 2 when they went through the wall and opened the door. Let's do that on the body, shall we?
Yeah.
Yo,
Trey.
I'm glad that you're open to my idea.
Yeah. I mean, because why not?
I don't know if anybody else has even thought of that. I'm gonna be real. I'm like the fact that he said it. I'm like, this needs to be done.
All I can say is, could you imagine a Jedi using blasters to double tap headshots? They're firing him at him. He's literally headshotting them with the blast fire.
Yeah,
I got one. What if you had a boomerang that had a kyber crystal in it, and you threw it, and just imagine the heads that was just ying, and you know,
they don't even have to worry about blood because it's instantly cauterized. So
I know it's violence without violence. It's violent.
And it's so violent.
I'm here.
Using the force as a weapon, it wouldn't make sense. Like imagine this. You can literally crush legs and bones and body. You can literally be that brutalizing without even bring out the lightsaber.
You could stop someone's heart.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen especially after the Acolyte airs, which is next month, and that already looks like something intense. That I think they're going to edge more and more, like it. Not all the properties of Star Wars, but just edge more and more towards. We're going to give you fights that you've never seen. You know,
I sincerely hope so.
I do too, because
I have
that stormtrooper body count's gonna be high.
The white troopers were asked and said, "Are we going to survive this? You see what color we're wearing, right? What color we're wearing? Where's your uncle at? I thought so.
Told you to apply for a pilot. Damn.
Right.
Keep moving. Shut up. Okay.
So, from the king of trolls himself to the king of marketing, Mr. Lively, aka Ryan Reynolds, has taken marketing. Let's face it, this guy really is a marketing genius, right?
He does.
He has the soccer club with Wrexham. He also has American Gen, which he's incorporated into a Deadpool commercial.
Of course he has.
Fucking genius.
Genius.
They currently, I think, is a Heineken Silver commercial that he's also. I'm like, this is the kind of marketing we need to see.
Unbelievable.
We were already hyped, but we need to see this type of level of marketing because now he's introduced. He said there's a QR code in the latest and final trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. You scan the QR code and it'll lead you to a disclaimer. And the disclaimer basically is saying, as paper thin, and this is Ryan reading this entire thing, as paper thin as a sequel to Battlefield Earth, unlike most MCU entries, this film doesn't have much of an agenda, save to make enemies with Disney and completely sidestep Marvel's mandated after credit sequence. Which, if you haven't figured it out yet, is always just a commercial for another movie, which is invariably end with a commercial for another movie. Man's a genius. All right. I don't know if he went to marketing school.
Well, he's Canadian.
It's the fact that you're reading it, but you got to go find the video on his channel because it's like hidden.
He's genius. It's absolute genius in how he works the angles. We still raise the praises. Like, this man has managed. The reason why we are here now is because he leaked a test footage trailer that at said time Fox didn't want to release. Oops. Sorry.
Sorry.
That's cool.
My bad.
And I did say something.
Yeah, he was just like, let this. He was just like, why won't you let it? I tell you what, I'll release it myself under the guise of anonymity, and allow them to figure it out themselves. And he does it.
Yeah.
And here we are.
He's the new Mr. Untouchable in Hollywood right now.
Yeah,
like he can do no wrong.
Even the latest trailers.
Most of the promos we're gonna because no one can find him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most of the promos we're getting now is just more excuses for them to not take the suit off because a Heineken ad is the most random thing they could have done.
It is so damn random.
Yeah.
It was like at night. I'm like, when did this one drop? It was so damn random. And I've seen it 3 times in 24 hours already.
Wow.
And here's a double-edged sword with this one. Here's the double side to this. There's a QR code in the latest trailer. Guess what happens? Everybody's looking for the QR code. Everybody's watching the trailer again. That's more hype. Just genius.
I'm trying to figure anybody. I don't know how people spotted it the first time because that thing was.
There's a lot going on.
I'm telling you, they look at that. They look at these commercials frame by frame now.
Yeah, their pause game is on 12 because.
It's
how
like
are you doing that?
Background next to like they ankles in frame number like 7011. I don't. Who was looking for that?
Like it's wild.
So it was fun.
They only you do it. So everybody's watched this glorious film here. Spider-Man.
Yes.
In all the fanfare and all the excitement and everything that's been happening with that movie and everything that has been connected to, no one managed to mention one thing. How far did that spell affect everything? Because the spell was the world forgets who Peter Parker is.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that was a speculation.
But here's the other part of that. There was more than one Peter Parker.
Yeah. True.
And they hadn't left yet when that spell was cast.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
It is true.
So that means one of those Peters is married with possibly kids. His wife doesn't know who he is anymore.
Yeah.
Look at David.
Exactly.
He's like, wait.
Said it best. Blah 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 blah. Because how you gonna work that? You come back from the other world like, baby, I'm home. Who are you? It's me, Pete. Pete who? And now she calling the man to come get you. No.
Either that or she just doesn't know he's Spider-Man because that was
yeah, that's the caveat. She doesn't know his identity. She might know Peter,
but she doesn't know who Spider-Man is.
You know.
Right.
So you just leave.
Just
why
NDA,
can't you keep a job? Like,
NDA.
What are you in a fight club? Are you cheating on me?
Like, did you go to Queens to get groceries? We live in Manhattan.
All I know is I saw a red and blue suit in the closet. Are you into those? Are you into those kink things? That's what it is.
You're delivering telegrams, aren't you? You're delivering telegrams. You're doing birthday parties on me.
What are you really doing for the Bugle?
You're taking pictures.
You got it.
What kind?
So
I'm just saying, you take pictures. You stay out late at night.
It's these type of films and these type of little moments that make you think, oh damn, what else is there? What else has happened? Why are we here?
Dare I say, what if?
What?
I was waiting for somebody. To do it.
It
was going to be prayer, Chris with the voice.
And now it has to happen.
Yeah,
you know, we've seen a lot of plot lines drop throughout the MCU. Not just MCU, but any movie. This is one that I don't think anyone thought about. It really, because it's like, once again, one of those things. So much is going on. And now you're breaking it down. You're just like, oh, damn.
I'm willing to bet that there have been discussions about it with other fans, but they haven't made it to the internet because, like you said, there's so many other things going on right now that a lot of people are distracted.
Yeah.
And truth be told, we have a lot to talk about. And bringing that up just, that just makes the table collapse even more. People got to go to the only one tables now.
The only two people right now who has managed to learn how to do marketing and timing of everything is Ryan Reynolds and Kendrick Lamar. No one else has managed to. Kendrick took his time. He said, I'm bury this dude, and by Wednesday, X-Men 97 will be on, and you won't even have to worry about it. So
if that dude wasn't the Mysterio of hip hop at the moment,
he sat there. And that's exactly what he got.
Yeah, he said 3 to 4 days. That's all I need. Really? That's it.
That man sat there.
Everything else will take care of itself.
I was calling him the Madara of hip hop. Like, this dude set up one move, and you thought you was winning the whole entire time.
No,
turn Aubrey into the Danny Rand of Netflix.
Danny Rand. Oh my god!
Just absolutely nothing, bro. Just
so I ran across an article that is reuniting one. I want to say it's not my favorite show now, but there are several seasons where I absolutely loved, and this is American Horror Story. And probably one of my favorite seasons is Coven. Yes.
Okay.
And there's a movie that's getting ready to come out where several of those stars from that season are reuniting, but it's not for American Horror Story. And it got me to thinking,
then
what is it? Because ever since American Horror Story, since that season anyway, since Coven, it really hadn't been the same. It's been kind of like I don't hear it. I don't even hear
trying too hard to try to repeat that same magic.
Yeah, and I haven't even watched the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. Like no one's talking about Delicate. It's too much going on.
Because it's delicate. If you touch it, it'll implode. That's why it's delicate.
You have to be careful. Don't touch.
Even their anthology series that they have, which is American Horror Stories, like that last anthology season that they had out, it wasn't even that great. The one prior to that was pretty decent, but that latest one wasn't even that great because
bring back American Gods. Okay, that's all.
Hey now,
yeah. You know what?
Bring back American Gods and Mr. Nancy. Okay, come on, just.
Orlando Jones needs to get a pay raise for those couple of episodes that he had those phenomenal speeches in. I'm sorry.
To which show? She's about the Coven? Yeah, American Horror Story. By the time the theme is on, you like, the fuck? Y'all heard that? It's already getting you ready.
You hearing? Like, hey, stop. Stop.
All the lights on. You like,
nah, see that I play too many survival horrors, be by myself in the house, and somebody leaves the TV on and the American Horror Story theme song starts playing. I'm like, no, let me go get Mr. Blue. No.
Man, I was playing have any of you ever played Alan Wake?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit mean. I was playing Alan Wake, and I had just got into it, and it was like maybe 12 or 1 o'clock at night. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing this time of night because this is a video game wrapped up in a horror story, wrapped up in not going to do it. And my batteries had ran out, and now I'm like, what the hell? Nope. I'm just going to have to die today. I ain't save or nothing. Just turn that bitch off. Nope.
I wish I could
so it made me think, what is there a show that you've seen that just wasn't the same or could have continued? Like Coven could have used another season. Which they did revisit those characters in Apocalypse, but it wasn't the same.
Constantine.
Yep.
Constantine. You had every element there. Everything was there. The story, the impact, the suspense, the cliffhanger.
This kind of holds hand in hand with what Kira was talking about the other night.
Yeah.
I'm amazing, but you get scared because you see a dip in views. Netflix has proven there'll be a dip in views, but people are still going to watch.
Still watch it.
Yeah. If you have a base,
stand on this until they actually do something about it. But a show that I felt never got the closure that it deserved, and even though they brought it back, and I'm hoping if the writers get it right, they'll bring it all together. Can we please bring Dr. Sam Beckett home?
Oh my God! Yes.
Please.
Quantum Leap is
Quantum Leap.
This is before. This was. So let me solidify.
The Scott Bakula.
This was before. It's over his head.
Bakula, yes.
But the original Quantum Leap literally had Sam Beckett jumping into the bodies of different people throughout different periods of time and trying to fix whatever happened. Right?
Yeah.
But his whole goal was trying to get back home.
It was
and the way that show ended was literally a title card. Sam never made it back home.
I hated that.
I'm sorry, because you gonna sit there and tell me that the same machine that sent him back in time is the same machine that broke up history, and nobody in the future figured this out?
Right.
Nobody.
Crazy.
Sam was solving racism.
Yeah. He went through Jim Crow. He went through Vietnam. The space race.
The radio revolution.
He was in the body of a Down syndrome person.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes. This dude was
he did it all. Whenever you saw him look in the mirror, you were wondering where he was at, and when he looked in the mirror and saw it, you knew that story was going to be off the chain.
I can't remember which season it was, but he could not leave that. I think it was 3 episodes. He could not leave. It was something about it was something about that particular time.
That the evil leaper was there.
Yeah. And he had to make it work. It was like, in order for it to happen, it was like just when he was done, he never controlled when he left. He never controlled who he ended up inside of. It just happened. And when he kept showing up in that same day, he was like, "Oh man,
you ain't done yet, and your story's not done."
Even Al was like, "Look, I don't know what to tell you, Sam. I don't."
You must finish the story, young Sam.
Well, according to Ziggy messing up again. I'm sorry.
Ziggy was Siri with bugs. That's what Ziggy was. Ziggy was Siri with bugs.
They did do a reboot. From what I heard, it was pretty good.
I liked it. I liked it because Dr. Ben Song is the new Leaper dude.
They did try to tie it into the original.
Yeah, so it's not a reboot, it's more of a continuation.
Yeah.
Because
they tried to stay away from reboot as long as they could. Everybody thought it was a reboot. But it was a character
continuation.
Was it Ernie Hudson?
They even talk about this.
Ernie Hudson's the one leading it.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson's leading it now. And that's why I said I hope that they can all tie it in. I'm hoping if they bring the show back for another maybe season or 2 that they get old Scott on the phone like, hey,
one more time.
You want to come home? You want to come home? Have him do one more leap. Maybe him and the dude they leap together and fix something, and then it's like, I've been waiting for this, and they bring him home. I'll be like, you know what? I'm good.
Is that bad customer service?
Yeah, they did have bad customer service.
Did have bad customer service. So yeah, but they canceled it.
He was Sally Mae. That's what he was.
He was Sally Mae.
You wasn't getting no answers, nothing but rudeness.
So you just on hold for 10 minutes.
And Al just sitting there like, dude, how come every time you were lounging? Because you got a cigar every time I talk to you, like.
Al always had him a cigar and some chick, and he's like, "Oh wait, I
gotta go. Wait a minute,
right.
Sam." That's a show. That's a show that you needed. Not a bad ending, just needed a continuation. Like you could have got another season out of this to fix things.
Yeah, we
could have used, like, when you started off, like what I said, American Horror Story Coven. You should have gave us a second season. I appreciate that they took certain characters and they put them. I think they put them all in Apocalypse because we didn't know they were going to be in Apocalypse.
Right.
They just show up.
Would with that being said, could we have gotten a better season 3 of Heroes?
No.
Yes.
We could have.
We could have gotten a better season.
I with those writers.
Oof.
Wasn't that when the writer strike in 07?
Oh, yeah.
That was after it. That was after
it was doomed.
It was after that.
Then we had the fourth season with like the carnival people, and that's when I tuned out.
Oh, wait,
No,
And then
that
there was
one
a rebirth
was-
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I watched it only because the Queen, the Queen and Theo, which it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't Coven. Coven was.
I think Heroes had so much promise,
Mm-hmm.
and I think what turned a lot of people off. You had a you had a good core of characters, and yes, I know sometimes you have to bring in new characters, but the new characters were not that exciting.
Right.
Like
Micah's cousin, cool power.
Yeah,
realize that,
but boring.
You know, I was kind of mad that they killed off Clay Bennett's character, the brother who spoke exquisite Japanese. I was like, this brother really is getting it in with the Japanese, but he had to go. But yeah, they I'm like, you brought back Hiro, which he was a fan favorite. Where Pete at? And then you made Matt into just this dick.
And they're talking about redoing the series.
They're redoing everything at this point.
The fact that they missed the day of the actual eclipse to announce that already makes me not have faith.
Yeah,
NBC is
once again marketing is everything.
NBC has a reputation of going back and going, why did we do that? Okay, let's bring it back and see what happens. They're going to hate us more than they have before.
I'm not right in 2000, but
I mean, look what they did to Grimm. I actually liked Grimm until like the last season.
Grimm was fun.
That last season
was
just
awesome, actually.
Yeah, but how
they started saying, "Oh, he has a baby with his mortal enemy." Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, once he got with that girl, it was over. It was done with. It made no sense.
I just want to know who the showrunner. I just want to know who the showrunner was. Was like, who thought this was a good idea?
Facts.
I bet he's not running shows anymore. I tell you that.
Right.
I'll give you another.
So I got a question for the panel.
Dang, you beat me to it. Okay.
So I know you asked what show deserved a better ending,
or a second or
yeah. So I want to do a converse of that. What show do you feel like, yeah, y'all could have cut that like after season 3 and we would have been okay with it?
After season 3,
or just maybe it went on longer than it should have. So let's say there was a show that was 8 seasons, like y'all could have killed this at season 6, really.
As much as I love
every DC show in the CW universe.
I was going to say The Flash.
Every DC
I don't
show.
Hear me out. We do want Grant Gustin as the Flash.
Amen.
We do.
But the way they and I get it, the pandemic really did foobar a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they kept trying to push it, it's like, no, we're still here. Like, you gave us a literal season of 5 episodes and called it a season. I'm like, no, damn.
They did a Roman Reigns. They try to stick it down your throat until you just let it happen naturally.
Oh yeah, wow. and it kind of threw everything off. It threw the whole dynamic off, and it was just like, no, you could have gone. I think it ran 8 seasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flash had 8.
Yeah, you could have stopped after 6 or 7. Granted, if we didn't have the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the pandemic really did. The only one out of all the DC universe shows that made it and still you could have gave us another season because they ended it on a pretty high note was Black Lightning.
Thank you.
And of course, that's the one they killed after 3 seasons.
Yeah, actually after 4. They killed 4, but they managed to finish their season. But I'm like, yo, the way y'all ended it, you could have gave us another season. Everybody, I'm like, at least you got a full season.
And the reason why they did that is the Achilles were leaving because they didn't like the way Greg Berlanti was trying to change it.
Yeah.
Greg Berlanti strikes again.
Greg Berlanti he's oh my gosh, he's like Fox. He sees it, he lets it ride, and then he wants to change it to something else. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Lala should have never gone away. Lala was one of those characters that I wanted to see go forward. What's this dude going to do
had
next?
Jill Scott's character, and I'm like, oh, you cannot waste that character, and they wasted her character.
I'm just saying.
Lala and Condor.
Lady. And then you had what's his face actually playing Tobias Whale. I'm like, that was perfect casting for him.
Yeah, that was for him.
Mama Jones, yes.
So it shows like that where you're like, yo, that could have gone another season. I got another one for you, Angel.
Thank you. Now, actually, Chris, that answers both questions because you could have actually stopped it at 3 because 4 was I actually like season 4, but it was a clusterfuck. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 5 actually
sexy words.
Really going.
It was.
I mean, you talk about language now. And 5 is like it goes back to form. But to Tre's question, you needed that season 6. I hated the way that it ended. But at the same time,
because it's the way they said season 5, the way they set up season 5, because you just thought it was just like Monster of the Week. This is the thing. And then when it gets to the glamour episode, and you seen, oh no, this was set up. And I'm like, damn.
I don't know. The puppet episode will always be my favorite.
The puppet episode is everybody's favorite. Smile time is fun. The fact that James Marsters actually, and it's a blink and you miss it. When he's fighting Puppet Angel, that sounded so weird saying that. He's fighting Puppet Angel, gets thrown in the elevator before the door closes. If you blink, you miss it. James has a little smirk on his face because he's like, I got thrown into an elevator by a puppet.
I'm going to watch it tonight just to find out.
You're a bloody puppet.
And I get paid for this? Yeah, you do.
The scene that got me in that episode is when Puppet Angel grabs his sword and he's just walking with the sword. And I'm like, are we doing this scene right now?
Right. We did it. And it was
right up Chucky all over again.
Right.
It was great.
So yeah, Angel, I would have, especially how the way season 5 ended, I'm like, yeah, we got it in the comics, but it didn't have the same heft.
Oh, yeah. I got it. Actually, there was another one, Chris. I know there's another one, Chris, you're gonna mention too.
Even though the actor had passed in real life, Lauren, Lauren was like, I'll do this, and then that was it. And then he does the mission with one of their mortal known enemies that started out. And then he turns around, caps him, and he was just like, and I'm done. And I'm like, yo, how corrupted Lauren.
Bro, yes.
Although
Illyria, I loved Illyria. Illyria, they could have done her own show. That to me was wasted. The fact that you stopped after only a half a season of Illyria and that chemistry between her and Wesley.
That was heartbreaking. Because she turns around. That's the time that's when her humanity takes over and he's dying and she's like, is this the face you want to see?
That was such a hard scene to watch, actually. After investing,
I hated that.
Between
that part too.
I hated that.
That was so hard.
Although I do got to bring up the episode, the show that all of us will be talking about. You said that should have actually got a better send off. I'm sorry, I always bring up Firefly. Firefly was always going to be that tease.
Of course.
It's
like, how dare you give us 8? How dare you give us? I still want to know what Shepard's secret was. That's all I want to know.
All I know is he worked with the Alliance. And Tre's on the show and he's showing support.
Doggone it. You right here, bro. You right here.
You thought I forgot?
You right here, sir.
I'm sorry. I just want that episode where Shepard just tells Mal flat out, I'm the person you've been running from the entire time. It's like, how high are you? I'm the guy that put you on the hit list from Jump Street. And you never knew it was me. I want that type of setup.
The fact that we found out close as it went on, that we found out that Shepard book, it's not his name,
Right.
His name was like Marcus or something. Marcus something. And he actually killed a guy whose name was Shepherd Book. He killed the shepherd just so he could get in good.
Oh, he pulled a Dom Draper.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yet you kept referring to me as the booker of this shit.
Hey, one day you gonna
do.
One day you gonna tell me?
No, because Shepherd Book was a badass.
Yeah,
yeah. Don't try to cover that up. I see how you
yes,
work,
he was an
sir.
absolute badass. And
He's
like, okay,
work.
you
I'll
work
see you
for
in
the
your
Alliance.
quarters after the show. Okay, we're gonna talk about this.
No, reason why I call Navy the Shepherd Book of the crew is because one, he's ex-military. Two, he's a sweet man. He has a sweet heart, but getting pissed.
Man.
getting pissed.
That down.
It's just like that. He was like, he'll pull out that rifle. He won't kill, he'll maim.
He'll reach with me of Amos from The Expanse. That dude.
Yeah, that's another show. Dang, that's another show.
I have never seen it. I've been wanting to see it. I heard it.
Don't
really
cheat
good.
yourself. Treat yourself.
Please.
Right.
Season one, you got to fight through it. But once you get through
Hey, if I can watch Farscape and enjoy myself, I can get through it because I enjoy Farscape.
Farscape.
I'll say one that could have died after the third season was The Game. That show did not need to go for 9 seasons.
Oh man.
They
canceled that joint and came back, and I'm like, okay, we're good. And then they canceled it again and brought it back, and I'm like, you changed everything about this show.
See, right there, that is the beauty of syndication and episodes where people can watch them, and that network, I forgot what network brought it back, but that network was like, hey, people are watching the old episodes of The Game. Why not bring it back? Which again leads to a whole lot of other shows that should have actually got this
brought it back up.
CW brought it back.
It was
it was UPN and then CW and then BET.
Whoever had girlfriends and told them pick another season of Girlfriends and make The Game a spinoff, and then they killed it, and then BET was like, we'll bring it back, and then it came a soap opera, and you didn't see a football for like 6 seasons. Right, like you can as the seasons progress, you can watch everybody kind of just give up on the show because like the first 3 seasons, everyone's always like in workout clothes, they hitting the gym or in the fake oversized football pads. By like the 5th season, everyone's just wearing hoodies all the time and just eating.
Perpetual off season.
But you actually brought up a good one for our girlfriends to Tre's original question. They should have let that go on. They ended that shit so badly.
Yeah. I think
why do black shows always get bad endings?
Or none. Okay.
You follow Martin. Martin never really.
But that's the CW thing also.
Anytime, and this is just from someone who's watched, and Tre, you could probably back me up, and you too, Navy. We've watched a ton of the sitcoms growing up. And unless it starts off as the married couple, it once that couple gets married, it loses its steam. There's a reason why. There's a reason why when you read Spider-Man, you don't want to see him and Mary Jane part. Dating is fine, but if you put them together, it does it up the ante enough because now you're like, oh, I know who you are, Spider-Man. You know, it's like. It's like I'm not a secret anymore. In your wife, you know, and it doesn't. Like, it doesn't have
like Three's Company. You know, you saw John Ritter playing Jack Tripper, and he's living with them too, and
then he goes off and has a romantic relationship with one of the. And then
that sitcom sucked.
Yeah,
right.
He finally became a chef and got his own restaurant, and
he started dating Terry, and it was
just nobody cared. It's like, where's Jack the pimp that was out here with him and old dude at the Regal Beagle, you know, getting it in. Hey, Jack,
about the Regal Beagle.
Waiting for us, Jack. You know, collar way out here. They strutting over with the chain around their neck. Hey, me and my buddy Jack wanna, you know. But then once he got married, now disclaimer: this is fantasy, not real life. Married life is fun. Okay.
Yes.
But, I'm just saying for TV.
Larry. Yeah.
There you go. Larry
was
the original Leisure Suit Larry.
Exactly.
Larry was the one. He was like, "Take one for the team, Jack." Dude.
Fun fact. I remember watching the episode, and one of the guys that was on there, I think he was trying to hit up on either Janet, but it was Commander William Riker.
Oh.
Mr. Frakes himself, yeah.
And Frakes was on the show. He was like, "Yeah, I think it'd be great if we." I said, "Riker trying to get up on some." Okay. So
Look,
already you knew that was a prelude. Like, yeah, he been that dude since he was.
So him getting in that chair on the ship ain't nothing new. This is
no. Pimps up, baby. Pimps up.
Oh my God. So yeah, it's like anytime you take a sitcom and you take two of those characters and you marry them off, it loses steam fast because you run out of story.
That's true.
Laverne and Shirley was a great run coming up until they moved out to California. And Shirley didn't go.
Yeah, that was getting bad.
And then it was just Laverne, and then the neighbors, and then of course Lenny and Squiggy. So which they was just like, I'm like, y'all just happen to move out to California.
Right. Why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's there's certain shows that you can watch and you say, damn, we should have got another season. It doesn't have to go on forever, but we should have got another season to close it out.
Exactly.
Because you left people wanting more. Constantine left people wanting more. Midnight Texas left people wanting more.
Yes, I enjoyed Midnight Texas. It was so unique. I love
the original Teen Titans ending on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That was another one.
Justice League Unlimited could have used another season. I'm just saying.
How about not changing Teen Titans?
Ooh.
The original run was
the
beautiful.
original
It had every element in it, but it still told that story. And some nurgle named Bob or whatever says, let's make it a comedy. I think it'd be fantastic.
Once we got campy, I was. They did the same thing. They tried to bring back Thundercats and Thundercats Go. I'm like, yeah, it went, and nobody's seen it.
It came and went, boy.
Wait, does it pass you by?
Thundercats. No,
Thundercats. Listen. I'm gonna say something unpopular, and I don't care. Thundercats was good, but the writing sucked.
Oh, we know that.
So it was two. It was the one Thundercats that they brought where I think the original voice of Lion-O was King Claudius. That was all right. But the one after that, it was kind of like Thundercats meets Teen Titans. That shit.
I think it was the same animation as
I'm just saying. I hit my cat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they put it in chibi form, and what was annoying is they brought back the animation of the last Thundercats, the OG Thundercats, trying to say it has the respect to go on, and it just pissed people off even more. Yeah, because the one they had before was actually like a decent show. Because Lionel was learning life. Yeah, he was learning life lessons in every episode, like where he meets the society where they live their entire lifespan in 24 hours and having to take over for his dad. And then they canceled that Symbiotic Titan. I think the only show out of that batch that survived was like Ben 10's Alien Force and Generator Rex.
Yeah, which once again, two great shows.
Yeah,
you didn't have to even with Teen Titans Go. Once you started seeing some of the jokes they were sliding in there, like the Jason Todd joke, which is still hilarious. I was just like, oh, y'all on this kind of demon time. Let me give y'all a shot. let me. And for those that don't know, there's a scene where Tim Drake Robin is standing against the bookcase, but you don't pay unless you really pay. He's there for an obscene amount of time. They keep showing this shot, and then you notice there's an urn behind him that says Jason Todd, and there's a crowbar that's leaning against the urn, and I'm like, yo, y'all foul.
If you know, you know.
That's fucked up. I actually know that one.
I was like, y'all foul. I was like, but I like how you think. Let me see what this is all about.
That's
So,
not
yeah.
demon time. That's just unholiness.
Oh, they were just like, they,
like really?
they had no qualms whatsoever. It's like that. It didn't.
But see, that's how they knew that adults also watched that show, because just like with Animaniacs, some of the stuff that they got away with.
Oh man,
when they were looking for fingerprints.
I'm not gonna do that.
Or the Thanksgiving episode. Boiled potatoes with a pinch of salt, and I'm like, everybody watch Cyborg's face. It's the collective Blerd community. They were just like, my guy, that pinch of salt, really? Boiled potato. You one step away from making mashed potatoes. Yeah, we did. We needed a new season of Boondocks before the passing of John Witherspoon. This is true. We did.
Yeah,
we did. The ideas that they were floating around even after his passing was actually a great idea, with Jennifer Lewis being the voice of, I think, of Granddad's sister.
Yeah.
And the boys go to live with her, and she was actually on board. She was like, I think that's a great idea. She was all for it, and they just couldn't get clearance. And but I'm like, that's a amazing idea.
Yep.
But they could have talked to JD. What about his son? His son JD didn't want to take the part, because he sounds just like his dad.
He's advocated for it.
I'm worried about it. Could you imagine the level of ammo the Boondocks would have with the current events right now?
What the Boondocks went against Good Times?
Man,
it's Boondocks every time.
Whoever had that idea for Good Times.
No, I'm just saying, like, they wrote an episode talking about the show, just like they did a certain black director. So that would.
I'm just saying, whoever thought Good Times was a great idea should be punched in the face with a cinder block, because that was some bullshit.
They threw money, and they thought that black people was gonna fall for it. That's what
I tried.
That's the part.
Apparently, a lot of
people are watching though.
I don't think it had a title when a lot of the people voiced it. They just came up with it all in post, and then was like, slap the label on it, which is what's made it so divisive, because it's like, you hate the show. You really finna talk to Cree Summer and Yvette Nicole Brown crazy though?
Yeah, a lot of people have. Because I follow Cree and the dude Slink Johnson, and they get so much heat to the point to where the showrunners, Renata Shepard and her husband Devin, they are now jumping in the comments, and it's like, oof. Because they're having to defend it. So I saw one the other day. It was like, yeah, this show ain't it. It's my Netflix thinks otherwise, and like, you know, we're the number whatever rated show is. So it's now becoming where it's just mud slinging, where you got the folks who don't like it is throwing mud at them, and then the showrunners are throwing mud back. Like, yeah, you don't like it, but you know, a whole bunch of other people do.
Damn, Christy.
Christy the GOAT. Let's go.
We don't like them. We love our legends, but like, how did you end up over here? Like,
I mean, even the original actors was saying the same thing. They were just like, yeah, we didn't know it was going to be
this bad
like that.
And they're in the show. At least Jimmy Walker has a part in the show. He's a character. He's not a part of the original cast, but Bernadette Stannis, Thelma, she's in the show too.
So it was just like, we weren't expecting that level, you know.
John Amos, I've seen a few videos, but he like, man, he don't like.
He never had love. He never had love for Norman Lear. Never.
Yeah.
But he tried to play.
Yo, Janet Jackson, she literally used a flamethrower talking about that. She was like, there's no way in hell y'all gonna convince me, because that helped me get through, and that kicked me off. You gonna tell me this? Come on, man.
Ever since I found out about is it Eric Monte? The guy who originally wrote Good Times, and how he Yeah, I was
it made you look at a lot of the Norman Lear shows a little differently.
Yeah.
You're just like, because his name was attached to a lot of those 70s shows, black centric 70s shows at that.
And because he didn't have good representation, he was not able to fight in court. It's almost like Norman Lear, one of the most powerful people in Hollywood. He was calling attorneys and I wish I could take your case, but they were probably calling their head like, look, don't take that case. Don't take his case, don't do it. Because somebody should have been like, I'll fight for you, but nobody fought for that dude.
Yeah. So it's been like that. I'm gonna tell you a movie I could have loved. I'm gonna tell you a movie people give hate to, and they don't deserve it because it's actually funny as hell. Vampire in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Evil is good. I don't think y'all heard me out there. Evil.
I'm like, why didn't we get another story out of that? I don't know, but
set up for another one.
It wasn't marketed all that great either. They really didn't push it all that well.
Even though it was still like
this back then they didn't give the marketing dollars to.
But also, even
though it was Eddie Murphy led,
But I talk it up to the cast though, because that casting that they had there, that kind of made me wonder. Because you kind of look back at all black castings in movies and the advertisements that used to be done back then. Like take Boomerang for example. Boomerang was probably one of Eddie Murphy's best movies. But do y'all remember how little advertisement it got?
Oh
yeah.
I don't actually. I was like 12 when it came out.
Oh, wow, I'm old as fuck. Okay.
Oh wow.
I don't think I was here, so no.
12.
I remember watching that on HBO and I wasn't supposed to.
Oh, there no.
You probably watching Harlem Nights and didn't know it didn't.
That's true. I will admit.
HBO After Dark. What you watching? Nothing.
That's where you set up the channel.
Turn the volume down.
You turn the volume down, and then you put the last channel as Cartoon Network. So,
Chris, why you just did my whole
you've been there before, sir.
You're looking at the one channel, you don't get a clear picture. All you're trying to look through all the zigzag lines because you're trying to see what you watch. It's like
any move,
I want to see.
Any movement you hear in the house, you just like handy. That's how you know how to
put it. No, maybe it was HBO's Taxi Cab Confessions.
Oh,
that's what I was. And Showtime had some shit on. I forgot.
Red Shoe Diaries.
Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah. I think the dude who wrote Joker is in one of those episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, Cinemax had Lady Chatterley's everything.
Lady Chatterley and what's so great? Emmanuel.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
That name. How they come with that name for that show? I will never know. I was like,
what a time cable
don't
TV.
Forget the British one. Don't forget the British ones with this white dude playing down with everybody. And it was just like, what the? You don't know what you're doing, but nobody's got clothes on. And I'm supposed to be enjoying this. I am, but that's beside the point.
I love the fact when Emmanuel came out that my grandmother did not know about what that show was. and my grandmother, God rest her soul, she's a very religious woman, right? So she doesn't allow anything but gospel in her house. Gospel, if it ain't Bobby Jones, whatnot, you didn't watch it. So because it wasn't me, my cousin did this. My cousin turned around and said, "Hey, Granny, there's a show called Emmanuel on that you can watch." I left the room because she said, we can watch
a man like that.
She probably thought it was something about the Emmanuel in the Bible. Let's go on and
all I did, I'll put it that way. The next 5 minutes, all I did was go to the spare bedroom and lock the door because when she realized what she's about to watch, everybody in the vicinity was cashing it.
Oh, Christy, what you know about it?
Oh my God!
Why did they give us free HBO in the early 2000s?
Well,
forget it.
I remember when she said hookers at the point. I remember a dude on there. He bought him a hooker, and I guess she had a cowboy hat or something.
Oh, I know that.
It was just like he was getting his business. He was getting his business in. He's like, and they got the mic and the camera and he was like, "I like your hat." I'm like, dude. of all the things to say in this particular moment.
And it wasn't probably wasn't said in any sexy way. I like your hat.
I like your hat. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like your hat.
Oh yeah. That
Oh,
was
the Bunny Ranch.
Yo, I
Bunny Ranch.
forgot about that.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Remember that?
before I say it with your mouth,
Fan
sir,
house.
don't be putting it in the comments.
That
You
was
grown.
a very much have Channel 36 on last.
Oh
I don't
my
know why
God.
they gave us free cable back then.
Yo,
Cat House. Yeah, that was another one.
They were on one. Like I remember my brother calling me up because they had stopped doing real sex. And then like a couple years went by. Yeah, BET After Dark. A couple years went by. He called me up. He's like, they started that show up again. I'm like, get the hell out of here. What? It was like, I guess it was like a special or something.
Yeah.
Pimps Up, Hoes Down is the other one.
Oh man,
That was another one.
Lord.
That was
After the DVD.
When you first saw the Players International Ball, boy, that
Hey.
was woo.
Hey.
Look at that 3/4 length. Look at that 3/4 length.
Got that 3/4 length. Got that gold flashing, baby.
That I had never, wow.
Cable, you treated us so well.
You did. It was
Mr. White Folks. I was just
Mr.
like,
White Folks, International Man of Leisure.
Man. Oh man.
Those were some moments. You were like, yo, HBO and Cinemax was on one.
Yo, between Lady Chatterley and Monty Python, I had a great childhood.
American Pimp.
American Pimp was
American
actually
Pimp was
not a bad
close.
documentary.
Right.
Like if
It's
you
your Don Juan.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
surprised.
they did. I forgot.
That's a good
Stanley was attached to strip.
Oh,
That was such a weird comment. I'm like, why is the dude from Spider-Man here?
I'm about the fact they got away with it on Spike. They got away with a lot on Spike.
Oh, Spike was
Spike was basically
Spike,
the
they were
FX.
wild, and Spike
Yeah,
was
Spike was
wild.
FX. Yeah.
Spike was
Yo,
a
Spike and
The
FX.
channel for guys. That was just like,
You would go from
Girls on trampolines and all that.
you go from like
the Man Show. Yeah,
Man show.
the Man Show.
You would
Oh,
go
yeah.
from
and the Man Show.
you would go from Mansers to a Star Wars marathon to MXC, which I still don't know what that show is to this day.
Right.
In like the
No,
span
wait,
of, like,
MXC
10
was
hours.
classic.
Yeah.
MXC was like the first English dubbed live action Japanese show, and I'm just like, what is the real concept going on here?
The funny part, MXC was supposed to basically be Ninja Warrior, except just random stuff.
What was the show?
The dubs were hilarious,
Yeah.
though.
It was another fighting show I can't think of, but it was something.
it
It
was
was some kind of fighting league, but they were called Masters.
WMAC Masters.
sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah,
Because
that was
Bruce Lee's daughter was the host on that show.
Yep.
Shannon Lee was the host.
And Lee.
Still mad at the
MXC,
black dude.
there
Still
was
got that
chance to
wrong
see
with
what's
that show.
really going on. It was called Takeshi's Castle.
Damn, Christy.
What?
She said her senior ball was at the Oakland Hotel that will be featured on Real Sex years later.
Oh,
What
wow.
happened at the senior
I mean,
ball?
what's going on at your
Who hurt you, baby? Who hurt you?
Damn.
Oh my
Yeah,
lord.
there was a
That means
ball.
that's your prom was lit.
Not a prom, the ball.
The ball. The prom was at the school. The ball was at the
Prom
hotel.
school,
The ball was at the
ball
hotel.
At least
The party
Warrior
after the
before
party
YouTube took it
was-
over.
was over
Oh,
there.
Look, Barry, even Barry was like, for real, Chris? Oh,
That
man,
made Bama stop in his tracks.
For real.
Right.
Bama was naming off all the shows, and next thing you know, he was like, hold on, what?
Hey, wait, what? Say what?
Wait a minute.
Bama went right over. He went right over to Google. All right, let me put this in.
You know that's
I
not a
never
bad
watched it. I'll put
idea.
this in.
Oh my
Just
God. No, but there's definitely some shows that we have had come through, and they're just like, yo, you cut it off at like the best point,
Mhm.
and you just never revisited. You never called it. Buffy and Angel tried it with the comics. Firefly did the same thing, but it doesn't hold the same way.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I live and die by Firefly and Serenity, despite who's behind it. But those two, that movie and show is like the thing. Like, my wife still gives me the look because I got her into watching Firefly. And she watched me on. Then entire thing. Like they did a sci-fi thing, and I'm like, oh, it's on. She's like, don't you own it? I'm like, that's besides the point. You still watch it. And so, and she watched it, and she was like, no, that was pretty good. When's the next season?
That's when you start cursing out people.
We regret to inform you that due to circumstances beyond our control.
No, see, that's the Full Metal Alchemist Shin Tucker episode that you need to tell people about.
The look she gave me, I'm like, oh, they canceled it. She was like, what do you mean they canceled it? Ain't no more.
That's how I felt about. I felt like that about Jericho.
Oh yeah,
ooh, Jericho was another one.
That folks fought for that. They took walnuts to the station.
Yeah,
like I'm like, you got truckloads of walnuts and took it to the network.
Yeah,
that said a lot.
I was that show as far as these post-apocalyptic.
She said nothing happened at the ball, but the end.
You stay, Christy, because you have an interesting life.
That sound like New Jersey, Christy.
You have a very interesting life.
She said Edgewater was jumping.
Two Florida men are impressed.
Man,
I mean,
not Edgewater was jumping.
When she said Edgewater, I'm like, Christy, you stay in Cleveland?
I mean, we got an Edgewater in Orlando, so I was like, which one?
Yeah,
okay, she's in Oakland. Okay, she's in Oakland. I'm like, because there's an Edgewater Park here in Cleveland. I'm like, hey, I know some stuff went down in Edgewater Park.
There's an Edgewater Street back in Jacksonville, so I was like, Edgewater.
That too.
Oh, so Edgewater must be like the MLK of.
Yeah. Yep. You got it in one every hood.
All right. So yeah, it's definitely. I think definitely when you look at a lot of TV shows or even movies, you're just like, yo, why didn't we get a second film, or why didn't we get a continuation of this? There's a movie I recently watched, like last year. I won't say not recently, but last year. It's Sylvester Stallone. It's called The Samaritan.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's in my watch list. Should I or should
yeah,
not?
you should.
You should.
Okay.
You should.
Really?
You should.
Really
It
good.
didn't look that good.
No,
He
you
did
check
an amazing job.
Check it out. You're just like, yo,
Yeah.
and then when you get the twist, you're like, yo, wait a minute.
It's definitely worth watching.
Okay.
All right. I might do that tonight.
So yeah, that's actually a good one to watch.
Another show that I think they should have a season 2, and hopefully they do, is Tulsa King.
Oh, it's got season 2.
I think they do.
I enjoyed that.
They're currently filming season 2 right now, which is
Okay,
I'm
I
looking
enjoyed
forward to it.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen a gangster just turn out any place in Oklahoma, but he did the damn thing.
Hey, he's educating the black man because he did give him an out. He's like, you sure you want to be a part of this life?
I'm sitting here thinking about Stallone's resume. I can't think of a bad movie this dude has done. I mean, for the most part,
even by bad standards, it's still entertaining.
That's what I say.
Even the Expendables,
but I love that movie.
I say the Expendables is the old man's Fast and Furious.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Because I remember having conversations, and several people were saying, "Why do y'all watch it?" And I said, "Because it's something we've always wanted."
Yeah,
it's every 80s
action stars of the 80s all in one movie. They waited this long. Screwed. We'll take it.
I mean, just for the Chuck Norris jokes alone, I'm like, somebody gets it.
And Dolph Lundgren's career got boosted off that, and Jean-Claude Van Damme came back from that.
Yeah, he did.
So he gave us another replicant movie. That's all I'm saying. You could have gave us another Bloodsport movie, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm just saying.
With him in it, because they did another one, but he just wasn't in it.
Yeah,
he wasn't in it. That's what made me so mad. I'm like, really? You couldn't get old boy back, but still.
Family's like, I wonder if there's an Edgewater in Alabama.
I think Carmichael Show could have got another one, but everybody got too hot.
Yeah,
they did. They did.
They started hitting too many. They started hitting too many subjects. That's what happened to the Carmichael Show.
I feel like that was part of it, but between season 2 and 3, you got Get Out and Girls Trip. So
thank you.
So there's that. So, but yeah, before we head out of here, I want to get our man back on the screen, Tre Mosley. This has been fun. Go out there, support that project. Here's the GoFundMe.
Yes.
Once again, talk to the people. Tell them where they can find
you. You can find me. I do a lot of IG. So Tre Mosley VO on IG. I'm forgetting one thing that I should have talked about at the very beginning. I have a podcast.
Look at that.
And it's called Take Time Out with Tre Mosley. I am the host of that. That's me. I talk to so some people will say it's a podcast for voice actors. That's because there are a lot of voice actors on there. But every now and then I sprinkle in people. Like I have one episode, there's a guy who is a video game director. So when you're in a session, he's directing you. I got another guy who's a filmmaker, because I like to get their perspective. Like, what are you looking for when you're looking for a voice actor to narrate a film? Or what are you looking for? How are you directing voice talent when they're in the booth? The majority of it is voice actors, though. Deborah Wilson is on there.
Nice.
I got a couple of episodes down the road where Dave Fenoy from The Walking Dead is on there.
Nice.
And I'm doing my best to highlight as many people of color. Matter of fact, if any of you, well, I know Navy and Chris, the voice of Sita's World, Kitty Kaboom.
Oh, wow.
She's my very first episode. So I'm trying to, give our folks some shine and just
nice.
I've always wanted to do a podcast where I look at it like kind of like this, just some friends chopping it up. It just so happened we talking about VO. Like on here, we talking about all things Blerd and Edgewater. And we just doing what we do. So yeah, it's here on YouTube. If you look up Take Time Out with Tre Mosley, come on and say hi and come chill out with your boy. But I just want to say thank y'all for inviting me. Like I said, Tre Mosley VO on IG and on Twitter, X Blerd or whatever the hell it's called. I'm over there.
It is hell. This is definitely
that. Yeah, I'm over there. If you want to see any of my work, you can go to tremosley.com. And then if you want information on The Specialist, I have a website for that called IamTheSpecialist.com. The GoFundMe link is also there as well, but it also gives a breakdown of each character, at least the main cast that's on the show. So but this has been cool, man. I'm glad that we finally got a chance to link up and do it. And anytime y'all want me to come back, just say the word, man.
Oh, you already know it is. You already know it is. I always say, I tell everybody, I'm like, oh no, you're not gonna be gone long. No, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
No, don't be scared.
The Grill the Horror is in the building. Talk to the people.
What's up, y'all? First of all, Tre, it's an honor to meet you finally in person, kind of. I'll be seeing you in the comments all the time. So just much love to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Doing. I had to relocate to my bedroom because my Wi-Fi just sucks. It just sucks. So sorry.
We got to get those squirrels out of there.
Yo,
it's that faction of squirrels that
honestly, the whole like for the last couple of episodes, it's been sound like that on my end, but not on y'all. So I was like, just fuck it, I'm just gonna go in here. But anyway, I am Lainey. I don't know if you can see, I'm actually by my TV and where we stream.
It's also fancy. So you can
see the set.
Ooh.
It's all fancy.
I'm Lainey. Me and my husband run Geek by Heart on our YouTube channel. You can check us out on YouTube, Geek by Heart. You can check us out on IG. You can check us out on TikTok. All of that is Geek by Heart. We actually do reactions to trailers and movies. We actually filmed Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes yesterday. And if it's not up, it will be up very soon today. So, just check us out, see what we talk about. We have a lot of fun.
There it is. There it is. Oh, where is it? Here we are.
Oh, I'm about to say, she's now Navy Montel. I
can't take that. I knew it was something I had to ask you, Tre.
You're giving them my identity.
Hold on. Before we get to, I knew it was something.
Yeah, you just read that too.
Yeah, I was I had that question in my head. You got nominated for 2 Emmys for Emmy 2 weeks ago.
Let's go, sir.
Let's go.
So
Yeah, man.
So not just out here just doing voiceover. Emmy nominated. Never
yesterday's price. Today's price.
That part.
So y'all need to go check the man out and show some love. Yeah. Emmy nominated, never duplicated, hard to replicate. Tre Mosley's in the building, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
No longer the myth, but now the legend.
Next month we find out is the ceremony. So what I didn't know, there's so many different Emmys. There's daytime Emmy, primetime Emmy. Appreciate it, man. There's children's Emmy. They also have sports Emmy, and then they have regional Emmys. And I do a lot of narration and just VO for the Raiders here in Vegas. I've been a Raiders fan since '83. So just working with the organization is bucket list. Just we good. And they have a series. If any of you are familiar with like NFL Hard Knocks, so the Raiders have their own version of that they have on YouTube. It's called Behind the Shield, because that's the Raiders logo with the pirate. And I'm the narrator on the show, and one of the episodes was submitted, and I got a text from the producer. Was like, yeah, it's on YouTube, and me and my wife were watching, and they called your boy name. Like,
that's what's up, man.
It is. So next month, June 13th, which is the same week of our anniversary. So I'm gonna do it twofold. The hotel where the ceremony is, I said we just gonna stay for the week. So we going out there for the whole week. After the ceremony is over, win or lose, we just gonna parlay for a little bit and then bring it on back home. So yeah, I'll let you know if I bring home the gold, man.
Oh yeah,
that's what's up, man.
Man, appreciate that. Thank you and congratulations on that nom.
Yes, sir.
Wow, just throw me up in there. Okay.
He said, "How do I follow that? Easy with
like I know, like he's Emmy nominated. I have a beard."
Bringing the reference.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, blurs of all ages. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Once again, it is your frosty bearded blower corn Trey. This will be the second time we've had a chance to chat. Third time, technically, bro. You are magic, man. I aspire to work as hard as you to get to where you are. And again, thank you for just offering to be my sensei, because I am foraying into voice acting and I still need to learn my range. And I am a goober, so I'm willing to just take anything in that I can.
Let's get it.
Anyway, the Blerd combos are coming back. I got more people lined up, so please make sure you check out my IG. You can find me here all over the place. I'm getting my YouTube back up and going. Blerd Speaks is coming back. Keep that. We'll definitely get that back under the swing. And so much going on. And if I can give a word to everybody, stop listening to these haters. Stop listening to people who speak louder. Loud does not mean smart.
Wait,
loud does not mean
real quick. We got haters. I don't be paying no attention, so I'm just
exactly. But there are people who do. There are people who do. Just because they sound like they know what they're talking about doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. If you're passionate about what you do, then you follow and you keep yourself in company with those who are just as passionate as you. That way, you never ever lose discouragement. So stay on your track, stay on your path, jump over those potholes, and you'll be okay.
Well, unless you live in Cleveland.
Preach it, Navy.
You can't avoid the potholes.
Living in Edgewater.
Potholes in my lawn.
Yeah, it's just there. Tafari.
Hi, you can catch me on all platforms and MomoCon this weekend underneath this name. So I do skits on Mondays because they're terrible, and I try to make them suck a little bit less. So my last skit was actually a X-Men 97 idea. I had a lot of fun with the green screen, which I now have to say goodbye to for 2 weeks. I also do the editing and the behind-the-scenes work for Blerd's Eyeview. So please like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for 3,700. Share with your friends. If you can't do a 2-hour podcast, I get it. Attention spans are short these days.
But so you should.
I mean, yes, please. We need money. But I do break everything down into smaller segments, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So if you're looking for just the fun bits or the links for people's GoFundMes or their projects or whatever, I do the breakdown for that and spread it out throughout the week so that you have that. Also break out bits and pieces of like our bigger name interviews. So if you be on the lookout for that, we still got stuff from Phil Lamar we're sharing out.
Editing your ass off on this episode.
I got you. I
owe him a computer.
It's still hanging on. That's the only reason I was up till sunrise last night, because this thing was any day now. But yeah, so we still got stuff from Phil Lamar. We got a couple of other big name people that might be passing through depending on how this weekend goes. But if you're at MomoCon, me and Whoop-De Freaking Do will be there. So please come through, say hello, show me how to navigate the venue, because I've never been before. So this will be fun. Also, a like and a share costs nothing. But if you like something, share it. Quit stealing it off my page, you damn vultures. Also, yeah, and Spartan, appreciate your IT guys.
Please.
Before you get locked out.
or you could be like Spartan and go out with a bang.
Either way,
wow.
you don't.
I must have missed that story.
It's there.
It was stories. It
was apparently I need to start actually recording a GoPro video series of this. So yes, Obi.
There's so many times I need to scroll up.
Obi's doing the
anyway. Obi's got something to say as he tries to use me as a amusement park right now. But anyway, Black_Spartan615 is where you can find me, guys. I usually do reviews on everything, including gym stuff, because I like to stay in shape. Again, definitely check us out, as well as my podcast, How the Fact We Got Here, every Wednesday at 7. And of course, Give It podcast every Friday at 7. Definitely as we're coming up on Microsoft's showcase, as well as what's going on the other side of the world. Ooh, that was different. Also, guys, you are really checking your lunch tonight. Look.
He's like, wrap it up.
You got to this way. Okay, never mind. But like Reverend Navy said, guys, which again I don't want to take away from him, because he definitely does come with the sermons. And like Tafari already sat there and said, like, follow, does not cost a thing. But again, support, share, unify. 3 rules that I usually keep. Oh, let me not forget about the blerdseyeView.org website that Mayhem Media runs. Definitely check us out there. We do post a lot of things. We do care about it. Please share it. We appreciate it. 3 rules I usually have, especially with cons coming up, guys. Number 1, respect the cosplayer at all times. Cosplaying is for everybody, regardless of your body type or shape. You can cosplay whatever you want, except blackface. I cannot repeat that enough. Please don't do blackface. You do not want your ass whooped at a con because you thought you wanted to be cute. Number 2, wash your ass. Simply put,
you can dress as Mr. Popo without dressing.
Right.
Wow.
And like I said, number 2 is wash your ass. You are going to be in an area to where you're going to be closed off with people, and like Obi's saying right now, you're going to be mad because somebody's funky. Man, wash your ass. Deodorant, a little bit of cologne won't hurt. And the number 3 rule is the same rule that I have for myself as for everybody else. In a world that is cruel, that is unkind, simply put, be nice, be kind. Learn to scream like Obi. Share your freedoms and don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool.
Obi was like, that was my line. Oh man, I want to thank our guest, Tre, the Specialist Mosley. That has now been coined, stamped, and done.
All right, I'm with
it. Thank you for coming on, my guy. We've been trying to get this worked up for a while. We will more likely be showing up over there with you as well.
Yeah.
For those who are watching this for the first time, thank you for tuning in. Remember to hit that like, share, subscribe on the YouTube channel. I'm your man, Chris Fury. I'm the man on the wall, captain of the ship, news director for Blerd Station. Go over to blerdstation.com, sign up for the Affinity program. Tell them Chris Fury sent you. Get paid to be entertained. Nobody else will do that, so check that out. That'll be launching really soon. Some news is coming down the pipe about that. You can also check us out anywhere you listen to your podcasts. No longer Google Podcast, but you can still go to Apple and all those other great places. Leave a great review, by the way. You can also listen to or watch us on Always Press Record on your Roku or Amazon Fire devices. We like having fun. People like seeing our lovely faces and talking to this dope crew, you know, because we always got something to talk about. We're not a niche group. Understand that.
No.
But understand, you're not walking onto a normal bridge of a ship, neither. So
it's not
Right.
the Love Boat, folks.
it's not the Love Boat. You're gonna have some fun. But I want to thank Tre once again. I want to thank the crew for coming through. Look, Obi, you showed up, you showed out.
I'm telling you.
What's up, Blerd's eye baby?
He's the Blerd. He's the first Blerd's eye baby. Yeah,
He really is.
right. So check us out wherever you listen to us, to your podcast. You go to the YouTube channel, you'll see the entire crew's channels. Go show your love on the blerdseyeView.org website. We consistently are updating. Next couple articles will be about Onslaught from yours truly, and probably Wolverine, and probably Deadpool, because me being the man on the wall, I got to go through my files. So with that all being said, check us out every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Twitch, and IG. IG, I think you only get like an hour with us. So go show your love over on the YouTube channel. Also, just be cool. Anyway, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Chris Fury with the crew and Tre Mosley, the specialist. Go show your support. We will see you Thursday.